thank you guys. Is this piece just broken? Bricked piece. Oh, never mind. It doesn't have attack speed on it, but that one's pretty good. Let's put that back in. See if I got a try to get a good attack speed piece here. Thank you. Oh wow, that one's got a lot of attack speed. Yeah, I did some pulls on Wuthering Waves and I lost the 50-50, so I'm not in the best mood right now. I really wanted that character, but the banner goes away in, when does it go away? In like 12 hours or something? Unless I randomly got $100 from somewhere. It's not happening. Definitely liking that game a little bit more now, but I hate how they copied, the worst thing from MiHoYo games, which is the Genshin 50-50. Actively worst thing about gacha games is that becoming popular, being accepted as okay. I hate that shit, man. I don't know why people had to accept that just because Genshin was like the only thing to play during COVID. But now, you lose a 50-50, you gotta pay twice. Isn't that great? I'm definitely not a fan of it. It's pretty dumb. But hey, they're making big bucks and I'm broke, so they're doing something right. That's all I can really say about it. What's up, man? Hello. Gacha games have definitely gotten worse post-Genshin, though. At least, like, the monetization has gotten so much worse. I guess that's what happens when your game pops off during COVID. And everybody is stuck at home. Sitting there playing the game all day, like, hey, we'll bend over and take this abuse. Like, nah, man. About to give up on this. Bad gacha luck in the actual gacha, and then bad gacha luck in the premium priced one-time purchase game. You screwed over on all fronts. We'll try one more time. I don't want to burn into my reserves too much. It'd be nice to get a 20% attack speed. That'd be pretty sweet. Get rid of these trash ones. Yeah, this one is garbage too. Oh, wow. If I could get strength on that one's actually not bad. This one is junk. Junk. We'll do one more round of these. These free gacha pulls. They're gacha pulls that don't cost any money, they just cost sanity. Oh, wow. Holy shit. This one's already good out of the gate. 17 attack speed and crit damage. I think I'm good with that, actually. Attack speed is pretty busted in this game, because there's like lots of things that proc depending on how often you hit. You know me, I always have a big boner for attack speed, but in this game it's actually justified. Now see, the crit damage is not great. Let's see if this piece gets bricked before I get excited. Rather go for strength. Come on, game. Oh, man. Oh, okay. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. That's not a bad one at all. Is that actually better than what I have currently? It actually is quite a bit better. Yeah, the roll on this is the same. It didn't get a max roll, but that's pretty good actually. 226 strength. Let me see if I have a better one of these too. We're supposed to get an update at the end of this year, but it's already New Year's like everywhere but where I live. So I'm gonna assume that's not happening. Sure seems like it. Seem like we're getting a Q4 2024 update, unless they do it in the next 2.5 hours in California. But the developers are in Korea, so I don't think that that's happening. I think the dream is dead. Yeah, these are pretty garbage pieces. See, what's the roll on this currently? Let me see if I have a better one of those gloves too. Try to update my build for the last time until the 1.0. Oh, this one's actually really good. clean this out later, but I don't feel like doing it right now. Oh, this piece is actually pretty good too. Let's re-roll that. I should not have done that. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Let's do one run, and then I'm gonna play something else. One more run of this. Alright, let's get going here. Honestly, I'd like to just sleep, but I know that the lovely neighborhood I'm in is not going to let me do that. They're going to do fireworks until like 2 a.m. So, might as well stream. Might as well. Only one run of this today, though. If it ends abruptly, I'm not going to keep playing this. One run of this only today. It's a cutoff point. Because this game is really addictive. But it also treats you like garbage sometimes with the way that the hit stun in this game works. One run, and then the game is being rotated out. Only one run. I did get a pretty good piece, though. We'll check my stats after this. They changed all the stat values, which like doesn't really matter much now, but I'm sure when the next update comes out, it probably will matter because they're going to introduce other tiers of the difficulty. It's going to work like Diablo 3 with like the Torment tiers. If you guys played that game, it's going to be exactly the same thing. So ideally, with the shit that I've already got, I should be able to just go to the next tier. But the communication of this development team is not great, so I don't know when that's coming. It's very uncertain. They said that there's the town system was supposed to be pushed back until next year, but we were supposed to get an update this quarter, and that didn't happen either. I think the problem with this game is that there's like it hasn't sold very well, and then also they committed to like beautiful pixel art, and it makes it take way longer to add stuff. It must take so long to add like anything to this game at all. It's making like one sprite is probably like so many man hours. So it's definitely one of the best looking roguelikes on Steam for pixel art. The pixel art quality is also like really consistent too. Like everything looks pretty good. It's not like, you know, like the Igavania games where they did add like more sprites, but then they still had like the 15-year-old sprites from Rondo of Blood in there. It looked really bad. I always say that for Igavanias, the best art style was probably Circle of the Moon, because they didn't use any Symphony of the Night or Rondo of Blood sprites in that game. Kind of started to be a mess after a while, because they did make a decent amount of new monsters for each game, but they still had the ancient sprites in there, so it always like really clashed visually. Everything in this game looks great. It's probably because I think they only have like one pixel artist, but it's definitely noticeable how high quality it looks. Just wish it would pay off and more people would buy the game, but they've done like zero marketing. The marketing for this game has been mostly, I have a real-life friend who comes in here sometimes. He plays this game too. He's put up a lot of videos for it. No, this game needs some serious balancing before they try to get it to a larger audience, though. That's for sure. The fact that just like your health bar doesn't matter. The health bar is basically just a suggestion in this game. The hit stun is as bad as that Avengers game. This game is actually very similar to that Avengers game where the health bar is like an illusion. Like, nope, you get tapped on the shoulder once, your character is calling for life alert. Doesn't matter if it's 1 damage or 1,000 damage. It's too easy to get comboed to death in this game. I feel like they should fix that, but we've already been posting that in the their Discord channel, and nothing's been done about it. They added an item that gives you more invincibility time when you take damage, but it should just be like that permanently. So I like, you never see me build tank runs in this game. If you build to be a tank in this game, it just prolongs the inevitable most of the time. Sometimes it will save you, but for the most part, if you get hit in this game, you're basically almost guaranteed to die every time. I got five momentum already. These pieces are trash here. At least this game doesn't have gotcha pull hit stun. It's one thing it's got going for it. They got that right. Stuff either staggers or it doesn't. You guys been following the Switch 2 stuff? Apparently now they're saying it's going to be revealed next week, on the 8th. I'll believe it when I see it. That thing is the worst kept secret, man. Like, just announce it already. The developers are struggling. I feel bad for the developers, man. They can't even announce what platforms their games are on because we're not supposed to know about it, even though everybody does. We already know the hardware. The hardware that's in it is already known. The chip is already known. Got the accessory companies already posting accessories for it. Like, just announce it, man. Actively hurting the developers taking this long. And like numerous games say their game is coming to Nintendo. But then like you look at the graphical fidelity and the frame rate, like it can't possibly be on the new Switch. But they can't say it yet. Just announce the damn thing already. At this point, I kind of just want one because... I kind of just want one for, homebrew. I lucked out with my Switch. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but you guys... I did a fundraiser for it. This was in, like, 2018. Which was, like, right around the time they patched the hardware exploit in it that allows you to put custom firmware on it. I got lucky, because you guys paid for half of it, and I paid the rest out of pocket. That's how I have all those emulator videos and stuff. Like, I seriously lucked out. I wasn't really... I didn't have that in mind, but that's it, and what's what ended up happening. Now I just don't even play on the Switch at all. I just dump the games because the hardware is so terrible. Hopefully they'll have some good software to go with it. Let's see, how much space do I have? I think I'll go for assassination. Glass cannon build. This is the only thing that's viable in this game. This is not the kind of game to play if you want more important choices with what you choose. You just want to burst everything down before it bursts you down. That's how this game works. The whole damage and hit stun system of this game for the player needs to be reworked. They could keep the damage the way it was if your hit stun was a lot less. The damage is high, and then also you get stuck for like half a second. You take any damage in this game, like that. Half health already. One mistake. Health bar is gone. Probably going to be a Musou game announced for Switch 2, like, right away. Highly likely. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get one. Probably pay in installments on Amazon, but... I mostly would just want one at launch for homebrew. Because somebody will find a way to hack that thing. Try as they might, they're not going to be able to stop emulation. There's so many forks of Yuzu and Ryujinx out there. They killed the main one, but everybody just keeps putting up new ones. I do think that the architecture is very similar, which is why they, What I understand, they had to pay Ryujinx to... They had to give them bribe money to stop, because... the developers are in Brazil. So, I guess the law doesn't really work there or something. Because Ryujinx took a couple months after the whole Yuzu fiasco to go down. Need to put this game on Switch too. It's probably what they have planned. It's probably a Switch version of this planned. Looking for assassination. Go for this for now. Oh, there we go. What can I remove here? It's not doing anything for me. I think it has to be released, Switch 2 has to release by March, from what I heard, so there might be some credibility to the rumor that it's going to be announced by next week. That thing's going to be impossible to get, though. These scalpers on Facebook Marketplace and line out the door at GameStop. GameStop stocks are going to go up. I have a reason to go in there again. Oh, wow. That's pretty busted. Hello. Hello, hello. I've actually never seen this one before. I think they must have put this in, like, in the last update. Let's get rid of, aggression. See where my aggression rolls are. Can't get rid of that one. Raid boss down. Raid boss down. I'm gonna make back everything I spent. That's like the only thing left to do in this game is min-max gear and make back everything I spend. That's the only thing that's left to do. I've done everything else. I'm not sure how much min-maxing really matters though, because I've already cleared everything, but I guess for the next difficulty, it probably will make a difference. Alright, let's try to power up a bit here. Level after this, there's a chance to get 10 talent points if you lose all your money, so I kind of want to spend it all right now. Oh good, that's a good piece. Hey, Happy New Year, man. Thanks for always watching the streams. Seem excited to watch me play the same games over and over. It's a pretty good run so far. Well, the channel will be more interesting to watch in 2 weeks' time, because that's when Origins and Graces come out. It'll be something new. Although I'm not really an expert at Graces. I only played the Wii version, which was a glorified beta. Famco going out of their way to piss off Tales fans that year. you got the Vesperia PS3 version. After you can go find photos of people in Japan waiting in line to get an Xbox just to play Vesperia, and then a couple months later they're like, "Oh, we're making a PS3 one with like double the content." And then Graces gets a Wii version, and they kind of gaslight people into thinking there's going to be a lot of JRPGs on there. And then, oh no, sorry, we're also doing that for Graces too. We're adding like an entire prologue chapter to the game that's multiple hours long. New game mechanics, new moves. It's all like a year after. I don't know what the hell the people making the decisions for the Tales franchise were on in 2009, but definitely not... They weren't making smart decisions, that's for sure. Like, yeah, we're gonna put our beloved RPG franchise on platforms that don't normally get these games, and no, we're just gonna put it on the popular one a year later. Sorry. Go buy the new console, go buy the game again. By the way, your save doesn't transfer. And do all that grind again. Cool, thanks. That was a weird time to be a Tales fan. Damage. There's that famous photo of somebody burning, like, setting their Vesperia copy on fire when they announced that. You probably still find it. I'm sure it's still on Google. Some pissed Japanese player got really mad and set his copy on fire. Well, actually, no, we just got a repeat of that last week, because now Falcom, the underdog small company, is doing that shit now too. Not safe. The company he thought was the least likely to pull an Atlas and make a new version of the game he already bought, played, and finished for full price. Now they're doing it too. Second time I've been affected by companies pulling an Atlas. It's Vesperia, and then now East 10. Cool, thanks. So buying the game before was pointless. It's good to know. What I'm most curious about at this point is if we're going to get that version right away, or is it going to be Japan only? No, there's not too much reading in that game. But it's definitely a bad look to do that. A lot of people are saying, oh, you guys should stop complaining because it came out last year in Japan. I'm like, that doesn't make it any better. That doesn't make it any better at all. Like, they only got it a year ago. Like, what makes that acceptable? It's not like it's been this insane, like, length of time. It's really only been a year. It came out, like, last September. They've already announced a new one. I wonder if it's going to be on the level of Ys 8. Because East 8 Vita and East 8 PS4 are like completely different games, pretty much. Well, they're saying the reason that they're doing it is because they got so many complaints about the graphics. I'm like, dude, it's an Atlas game. It's a Falcom game. Like, what do you expect? I think the graphics are fine for what it's worth. I don't know why Falcom decides that they need to chase graphical fidelity when that's never really been why you play their games. You play them for the story, the music, and the gameplay, which is like most of the things that make a good video game anyway. Personally, I have a game with good gameplay, a decent story, and good music. I mean, I'm pretty happy. I don't even need the story, personally. And now they decide that they want to chase graphics, and that's why they're doing a new one. I think the PC version looks fine, personally. It's not AAA graphics, but like, dude, FF16 is very inconsistent. Have you guys seen the discrepancy in cutscenes in that game? You probably didn't see it watching me play, but there's no consistency in that game's presentation at all. You'll have this, like, photorealistic cutscene one moment, and then the next moment it looks like Dynasty Warriors 9. Looks like Dynasty Warriors 9, and it's just like people talking, and like the character models are way worse. And like at least East 10 is consistent. It's got a very consistent, nice-looking art style. It's not a multi-billion-dollar game. I personally didn't have any problem with the graphics. It was the game design was what I had a problem with, but I guess since they're pulling an Atlas, maybe they'll fix those things. I don't know, there's a lot more pressing matters they need to fix with East 10 that have nothing to do with the visual presentation. Why do you make the ship not fun to use until the game is almost over, and then have the audacity to not let you carry it over? Like, come on now. They proved that they could make fun naval combat, and it's not what anybody wanted, but it actually is fun. It's just, by the time it becomes fun, the game is over. And going back to the stock ship with no upgrades is the worst thing imaginable. Like, how did nobody on the development team notice that that was an issue? Like, yeah, the ship is a late bloomer. It becomes very fun. You actually don't mind the ship. But by the time you get to that point, there is no video game left. You've already done everything there is to do. And the New Game Plus just kind of arbitrarily decides that you can't carry it over. The weapons system as well, the armor. Having none of that carry over feels like they don't play Tales games. It's like, why is it so hard for RPGs that aren't Tales to have like a functional New Game Plus that's even close? Like, Arise has its problems, right? The New Game Plus is good. It's good. The game itself has its problems, but it does respect your time. You get to carry over pretty much everything. And the grade shop bonuses were pretty painless to get, so hey, if you want to play the game again, it wasn't bad. And then stuff like East 10 has really half-baked progression systems. I think it was just like the weapon system felt like it was designed for a longer game. Like, maybe you could get away with not letting you carry stuff over if the game was longer, but it's not a terribly long game. It doesn't really pad out that much. Yeah, like FF16 is not consistent graphically at all. Some of those cutscenes, like, and like the, you know, the kaiju fights that you do, like, man, this looks incredible. This is like some of the best presentation I've seen ever. And then you go into town and like everything looks really low res, and you just kind of stand around and talk. And the character model in town is worse than the one in cutscenes. East 10 is consistent. I'd rather have that than the alternative. GG's. That was a good run. Made the right decisions, big plays, and made back everything I spent on gambling. Not bad. GG's. Well, I said one run of this and nothing else, so let's go ahead and switch games. That was all I wanted to do with this game today, was just make up for all the failures on the kitty sitting streams. There we go. clean out the inventory. We'll pick the next game. What is missing in E7 and 9? I never really heard about that. Wasn't there supposed to be like a roguelike mode in East 9 or something? Is that actually true? I remember hearing about some kind of mode, but I don't remember. But I didn't have a problem with how East 10 looked. It was just uh, a lot of the systems in the game just felt half-finished. And like the game was still good. I still actually really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Some of the other East games like East 8 I just couldn't finish because it didn't hold my interest. I really liked East 10, but there were just certain things about it that felt really half-finished. And I guess now that they're going to pull an Atlas, they have a chance to fix that, but I'm not sure if making people buy a whole other copy of the game and start from scratch is the way to go about doing it, but it definitely has some really major flaws. I think it's really weird that they have like an entire upgrade system for the weapons and stuff in that game, and then the best weapons are literally just given to you. You just do it's like a 5-10 minute quest, and you just get the best weapon. So it's like, okay, well then what was the point of all the other weapons then? Actually, is actually very similar to FF16. FF16 had the exact same problem, where it felt like there didn't really need to be gear. They could have just could have made it like Tales of Destiny remake, where lore-wise they don't need extra weapons because they have the Swordians, right? But like what that allowed them to do is not have a bunch of pointless equipment that just gets replaced right away. FF16 and East 10 had that in common. It was the same problem in both games, is that the games just wasn't long enough to have like 50 different swords and axes. And then, they don't really have any difference besides the stats. And, the game will just hand you one on a silver platter that's better. So why would I bother upgrading the other one? There is no point. The difference between FF16 and East 10 is that FF16 does do one thing better, which is that you do get to carry them over. So there is a little bit of a point to them, but it definitely was the same problem. Because I played through those games like within a month of each other. I definitely noticed some similarities. Because that's one of the biggest complaints about FF16 is like these weapons are all just stat sticks. They don't really have any reason to exist. They could easily cut out like a couple dozen of them, and you wouldn't even notice the difference. FF16 was basically like, we're going to give you this sword in the story, and then you can craft another one, but it's like 5 attack power better. So like, is it really going to make a difference? It might cut your battles by like 3 seconds. It serves no purpose. There's no reason to have them at all. They could have easily just given you swords throughout the story and have that be the end of it. But I guess at some point they felt like they had to have more RPG stuff in the game. But like getting the swords was not interesting because they didn't have properties on them or anything. So It's like, it's nice to have these, I guess, but they're all functionally the same. They have nice models and skins and stuff, but they're all like the exact same thing. East 10 definitely has better builds than FF16 with the accessories and stuff. The accessories let you do some pretty cool stuff, and I'll give it that much. But other than that, felt the same in some ways. It's like, we need to put this in here because it's an RPG, and people will complain if it's not there, but then they put it in and it's like, well, this sucks. This is a garbage system. It doesn't add anything to the game. In fact, it like actually detracts from it. I think it's pretty funny that you literally just get given the best sword just by playing the story. Okay, so you're basically telling me that upgrading things is pointless, because by the time I upgrade one, there's already like 3 different swords that are better. And then even if I just struggle through the game, I just get the best weapon handed to me. So like that, none of that matters either. I don't know, man. I feel like you're gonna have RPG stuff in the game. It should actually mean something. Otherwise, it doesn't need to be there. This was a problem in Tales of Berseria as well. That game had a very similar problem where, you know, they tried to do like Borderlands loot and stuff, but the problem with it was, I don't think you could carry over the weapons if I remember correctly. And then also, you had to grind with all of them to get the passive bonuses, and they all stacked. They were cumulative, so they would stack, and you could make your character really OP, but it was the same issue. Like, I have like 15 of these swords, and I've only maxed out 3 of them. Like, they give you those swords and the weapons in the EX dungeon, and then you basically have to grind longer than the actual dungeon is to max them out if you want to play the game again. Like, do you guys play your own game? This is such, like, obvious stuff to fix. You know, if you're gonna put loot in the game, it should be interesting. If there's gonna be gear in the game, it should be, like, paced properly so it feels like it has a point to be there. I'll go ahead and I'll pull up East 10 right now. Let me see if I can demonstrate my point here. So, like, hopefully East 10 will fix that stuff. FF16 got fixed by modders. People made it so the swords they have different properties now. So it's actually worth upgrading them. Let me see here. Alright, let me demonstrate my point here. I think this game looks fine. I think it looks fine. It doesn't need an upgrade. It looks fine. Character models are more than serviceable. And they also look like this all the time, too. Stuff like FF16, obviously they look way better, but it's not consistent because it functions like a PS2 game where there's a cutscene character model and a gameplay character model. This is the same problem in DMC5 as well. DMC5, the exact same problem. Have you seen Dante's face in gameplay versus the cutscene? He's a major butterface in gameplay. In the cutscene, he looks great. Like, he looks the same like this the whole time that you're playing. He never looks different. I don't know, I found that kind of be a stupid complaint. I never really agreed with it. They give you this for playing the game. You see how many of these swords I bought? There's so many more that you could get, but there's just like no point. There's like way more than this. Let me go to the ship. I'll show you.
Let's make tracks!
Let's make tracks out, I'll fall off. How do I get back on the ship again?
Okay, let's go! Mind taking the helm?
Hey!
Look at how many weapons there are! There's so many!
What's next?
They have zero purpose. Why would I upgrade this? This one is 65 maxed out. This one is 78 at +2. So what's the point of upgrading this? By the time you upgrade this, you already have one power crept. The armor was less bad, but still, same problem. The accessories in this game were actually pretty good. There were definitely cool builds that you can make, and they do carry over, so I can't fault on that. It's the weapons that's the problem, and the lack of things that you can't move to New Game Plus. Now, I think like even if they don't fix that, it will be less bad in Proud Nordics because there's going to be more endgame content. The other issue with this game was endgame content is like non-existent. It's basically just a bunch of elite monsters that you fight. You just go to islands and you do a couple boss fights, and that's it. There's nothing else. Hopefully they will fix that, but they definitely need to lighten up a little bit on how they do New Game Plus. They need to lighten up on New Game Plus. Just let me carry over everything and maybe make me earn it, or just like give me some agency on what I carry over. The ship especially, that's like the main thing they need to fix. The ship is it just feels like a slap in the face. It's like, hey, you know, the Assassin's Creed at home Assassin's Creed 4 great value version. It actually is pretty fun. If you stick with the game, the ship actually becomes very fun, and you don't hate it anymore. The problem is, you can't carry it over, so you gotta go back to the slow stock ship that can boost like every 10 seconds. It can only fire once every fiscal year. It's like, why would you not let me carry that over? If it's a progression thing, then just make it so I can't carry over the ones that let me go to parts of the world that I can't go, you know? That's all that really needs to be done.
What's next? Hit me up whenever you need.
Something you want to make?
See you later.
I think this game looks fine. It doesn't need a graphical upgrade. But I guess in people's defense, the lead platform for this was Switch. So it's like 30 FPS and probably 720p or something. I get that, but judging it from not even just the PC port, but the PS5 one, the game looks fine. I don't really have any problem with how it looks. It's a lack of respect for the player's time is the problem with this game. And the lack of endgame content, so... burn through stuff really quick. They do let you carry over your accessories, which is nice. They got that part right. Imagine if you couldn't carry these over, it'd be even worse.
Beyond those walls is the residential area.
The mayor's son will be spending the night there.
The guy looked dead on his feet.
Let's try Japanese voice acting, because I did a full playthrough in English. Well, Celceta will actually let you carry over the weapons. So, like, yeah, they were stat sticks, but you got to keep them. You don't get to keep them in this game, which is the most nonsensical thing. They're all gone. Granted, I skipped crafting most of them because I saw that it was just FF16 round 2. We need to have a quota of having 30 swords in the game, but you know, you could take out like 25 of them and the game would be fine. You still can't carry them over, which is really stupid. I don't want to hear anyone say that it's to preserve the challenge either, because that makes no sense. Simply because... Let me explain something right here. People who haven't played this game before. These rainbow ones give the best stats. They give, like, all the bonuses at once. Now, normally you're restricted by how many of these you can put in here, but when you get to level 99, scroll all the way down here, you can put anyone in any slot. So you could fill up every single slot of these with rainbows. You get like 100 different rainbows, and even in Inferno mode, he would completely curb stomp it. So, that's not a good reason. That's definitely not why. There's nothing in the game that requires that, but the fact that they give you this makes it really weird that they don't let you carry over the weapons, because the weapons are less OP than this. This gives you insane amounts of stuff, and you can make entire builds from, which is really cool, but for some reason your weapons are just gone. I don't get it, man. Weird game design. Why is Tails still the standard for New Game Plus? And like nothing else has even come close. Makes no sense. If they wanted you to do Inferno mode without having broken stuff, then they wouldn't give you that. Because it's basically telling you if you play this game multiple times or do like 60 hours of grinding, you'll just one-shot everything. Like, the difficulty of Inferno mode is not gonna matter. It makes zero difference. So you have to do all this again. You can't carry it over. Buy the same weapons I had before. Yeah. What happened to the ones from the last cycle? They're just gone. They're just gone. Sorry.
なかなかいい品だろ。なかなかいい品だろ。他にそ
I just did that, man. What do you want? Did I not just do that? Great Force tutorial for a game I already finished. I'm really glad I didn't bother with the achievements. I was gonna get 100% achievements, but
よ
since they pulled an Atlas, I just don't care anymore.
こいつを持っていくな。他にも応援。
Holding the block button is not the way to play the game, though. That's the thing. If you hold it down, you get guard broken. And your revenge gauge, you get nowhere near as much. You want to actually be parrying. I don't know where that came from. That's not true. The damage reduction is just because they don't want you to cancel.
.さあ、いよいよ出港だね。というわけで、あとは頑張ってね。
おい、ちょっとゆるいぞ。やる気あんのか。
もちろん、他ならぬ姫様の晴れ舞台、バッチリ見届けるから、そのつもりでね。
ああ、気を抜くつもりはねえよ。やり遂げてやろうぜ、アドル。
I guess maybe that's true. It definitely would have been better. I definitely feel like
どうしたフギル。なんだか落ち着きがねえ
combat-wise,
な。
worst thing about this game is that the dodge is mostly useless. If they balanced it like other games where you have like a just dodge and a parry, and like they give you different bonuses, it would be better. But yeah, the answer to everything is to just block. That's how you do anything in this game, is just block. The only time you really dodge is when there's a blue attack, speed attacks. It's the only time you ever dodge. The dodge feels mostly pointless, especially because it doesn't cancel actions very well, so you end up just not ever using it. I definitely agree with that part. That's definitely true. This is what made me not want to play this game again, is this. Having to do this again. This garbage, man. Just give me my shit back, please. You let me be crazy overpowered with carrying over all the release line bonuses, but then I have to go back to this crap ship again. Talk about tone death.
さあ飛ばしていこう。
Yeah, the dodge is very underutilized in this game. It feels like it doesn't really need to be there. I would have much rather they got rid of damage reduction when you're doing actives and when you're doing moves and stuff, and just made it so you had, you know, like a PGR style cancel. You can just cancel out of stuff like frame 1. That would have been a lot better. There's probably people in this game that beat it and like never dodged outside of speed attacks. I totally believe it. The dodge feels like half of a mechanic. Like, why can't I like just dodge and get like, you know, cooldown reduction or something? So there'd be a reason to do something besides just stand there and block.
新しい島だ。
But
上陸できるかな。
the way the game is designed, you basically only dodge when it literally tells you to. Would have felt a lot better as well, like if you could just
気をつけてね。
cancel out of moves and stuff, instead of feeling like you need to take damage all the time.
よし、上陸しよう。 この辺りなら休めそうだ。行くぞ。
洞窟の
Oh, the revenge gauge as well does not carry over. it's just really stupid because, like many things in this game, you do not max it out until there's no game left. You do not max it out until there's like no game left. It doesn't carry over.
この辺りなら休めそうだ。
So you have to go find all those things again, which is just really arbitrary.
数が多いな。
Problem with Karja is just that she's slow. She doesn't have a lot of moves that come out quick. That's not entirely false. Partially false. But the game is a lot more fun switching, so that didn't particularly bother me that much.
茨の壁か。厄介そうだけど、アドレの炎だったら任せたぞ。甘い。
協力しよう。
足元に水が。ここは私の出番みたいだ。
I mean, the chains are there to prevent spamming. They're there to prevent spamming. Make it so there's strategy, which has been a problem with all the modern East games, is that you find one move and you just spam it over and over and over. That's how literally it's been since 7. It's been like that. And it hasn't changed. It was an attempt to change that, but the flaw was mostly that you spam stuff with Adol more because his moves have way less recovery. So, yeah, like I was getting tired of East combat because the meta is just spamming the same move over and over. There was never any reason to deviate. We just kept doing that for 50 hours. I got really tired of that personally. I was sick of it. I hear like barely anyone talking about the stuff that I criticize about this game. It's always just stuff you mention, which is like only partially true at best. It's not a whole truth. Let's go beat up Dogi. All Dogi does in this game is punch a rock wall and get destroyed, and gets bodied by his best friend and his waifu of the week. Rip Dogi. It's teabag Dogi. No, it's teabag Dogi. That's all he gets to do. Sorry, he's not playable. Wait another 20 years, maybe we'll make him playable again. Yeah, I saw people say the combat sucks. I'm like, well, you know, E7 combat wasn't particularly great. When they added more stuff to it, it got better. I hope that they iterate on this and they don't pull like a Tails and just get rid of everything. I think this combat has potential, but it's got some major flaws. I get they wanted to get rid of Flash Guard and Flash Move spam, but the dodge is like way too useless in this game. So the dodge feels mostly pointless. It felt like at some point in development they had made like most of the game systems and then realized that the way that they had designed the game and the enemies and the bosses made it so the dodge has no purpose. There's no reason to use it. And like, hey, we need to add this glorified QTE so the dodge actually gets used once every 20 minutes. Well, I'd say all the criticisms are valid because they decided to pull an Atlas. Anybody who says that it's okay because Japan got this game last year is stupid. I'm like, how does that make it any better? It's a year difference. It's a year difference. What difference does that make? It's directly affecting people's trust, because Atlas doesn't really pull this stunt that often. They've only done it a couple times, and every time it was like warranted, right? East 8 being a Vita game was far worse than this being a Switch game. I don't really think it affected the scope that much. East 8 on Vita, from what I understand, like barely functioned. So like you can get why they did like a major upgrade for it, but I can't really see how this being on Switch would really affect the scope that much. Especially because these are low-budget games. They're not AAA. They never were, and they never will be. I don't know. People are weird and don't make sense, I guess.
で先生話を聞くでそれ
これで達成だな。
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying that the combat sucked, and I'm like, I actually really liked the combat, and I was really tired of the old combat. It'd been the same combat for so long, and they didn't really add much to it, and it always devolved into flash move and flash guard spam, and then spamming crits, and that was all you ever did, and I was really tired of it. I couldn't get through East 8 and East 9, as I was so just burnt out. I really liked East 10, but it's definitely far from perfect, and a couple little minor changes would make it like a much better game, but it kind of just has contempt for people who play it for a long time. That's kind of the problem with it. Like I didn't max out the ship, but then I found out that it doesn't carry over, and I stopped caring. I'm like, dude, I just don't care about this anymore. If it's not going to carry over, what's the point? There's no game left. I conquered everything in like 20 hours. The dodge is underutilized. Yeah, you could go through almost the entire game not ever using the dodge. I agree there. As somebody who put like 30 hours into the game, I can agree there for sure. You're not wrong. True statement. The dodge is pointless. They were too scared to make the dodge strong, I think, because of what happened to all the other games. You get witch time, and then you guard the same attack, and then you spam crits, and that's the entire game, and it never changes. It's always like that. I was personally sick of that combat. I was really tired of it. It needed a change. Just a matter of how much they iterate on it. The game definitely is missing a system where, you know, they give you like a just dodge and a parry, and they like actually have different bonuses. So you use them both, and you don't just like stand in front of attacks and parry or dodge. You know, FF16 had that. Like the parry with Titan, if he did the 100 fists or whatever it was, if you got that, it took off like half a stagger bar, so it was worth using. But then you also had the Berserker ring that gave you the long ass invincibility. So you wanted to use both. But yeah, East 10 combat. If you never dodge in that game, besides when it tells you to, you get through it just fine. it's almost completely pointless. We'll see how they iterate on it, I guess. They haven't really talked much about what's going to be different in Proud Nordics, but maybe they'll do some kind of rebalancing. I would start with making it so you carry over all the stuff from the ship. That's the biggest problem with the game. And massively reduce how many weapons there are. If they're not going to let you carry those over, massively reduce how many there are and make the upgrades more substantial instead of just being like 10 attack, which you're not even going to notice. Like that's the same thing with FF16. You know, if the sword didn't change skins, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, which is like exactly the problem with the way that the gear works in that game. It's like, yeah, if somebody equipped another sword and made it so the skin didn't change and it was like 10 attack better, you couldn't tell the difference. It's like completely unnoticeable. They need to fix stuff like that. If you're going to have 50 swords in the game, they should actually do something instead of just be a stat stick. That's what's weird about East 10 as well. If you guys know this, if you haven't played the game before, there's only 2 weapon models in the entire game. I'm not making this up. There's 2 weapon models, and there's the one that you start with, and then the final one that's just given to you. So it's actually worse than FF16 in that regard, because at least in FF16, despite having a lot of faults with the really half-assed RPG systems, at least you can tell you're holding a different weapon, right? In East 10, they literally made 2 models, and like the fucking PSP games had that. They had different models. And that game was like 15 years ago. Let that sink in for a second. But it also is the same problem as FF16 is because of that. And the upgrades being too quick that you never really want to level up the same weapon. You wouldn't notice if somebody equipped a different one. It's like unnoticeable completely. Oh, you guys don't have lossless scaling. Oops.
仮面ライダークライマックススクランブルジオー
Is this not working? Gibbs. Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. Why is this not working? I don't get it. What happened? Why is my lossless scaling not working? What gives, man? We were all good before. What happened? Is it just this game? Well, might have to back off for now. Why is that happening? What's the best way to test this? Hold on. I don't get why this is an issue, but I haven't done Switch lossless scaling before. Let me see if I can fix it. Hold on. Alright, I don't know how to fix this. One moment. Technical difficulties. Can I just, like, not use lossless scaling with the Switch emulator? Let me try something else really quick. Hold on. Try to troubleshoot this. What's the best way to do that? Oh, I've got an idea. Alright, let's try this. Get down to the bottom of this.
Clover.
I'm drawing a blank here. What's going on with this? Oh, I think I know why. Alright, well, we're not doing any lossless scaling tonight. Sorry. Change of plans. I know what's wrong. At least I think I know what's wrong. I have to stop the stream to do that, and I'm not going to do that. I was intending to go until midnight. Yeah. Alright, well. Plans are partially canceled. I think it's because I don't have XSplit open in Administrator. That might be why. Let me try one more thing. But it shouldn't matter. Let me try, what else do I have that's 30 FPS? Let's try to troubleshoot this with minimal stress. Because I think I know what's wrong, but it's going to require turning off the whole stream. I'm not going to do that, because I'm probably not going to go much longer. Kind of want to have a snack. So it kind of limits how much I really care. Try one more thing here. Try to figure out why it's doing this. It's acting up is what it's doing. Okay, this is working.
Okay. 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 Dharma. Mission 1. Start.
Alright. I don't know why the Switch emulator was freaking out. Let me try to fix, the other one here. Hold on. So I kind of wanted to play some Kamen Rider Climax Scramble, but not if it's gonna pull this stunt. And plenty of other games to play. And no shortage of other games to play. I'm not too worried about it.
Clover.
Alright, let's try this again. Oh, now it works. Okay, I don't know. It fixed itself. Yeah!
Yeah!
Oh, where'd my save for this go? That's weird.
That's what I expected from you.
Oh well, I wasn't far anyway. Alright, let's try one more time. And then the games are gonna get switched. Oh, it fixed itself. Alright, let me know how this looks really quick. It fixed itself. Let me know when I get into gameplay.
仮面ライダークライマックススクランブルジオー。
チュートリアル戦い方を覚えようぜ。俺には王様になりたいっていう夢がある。
俺はお前を消したくてうずうずしてる。
レディーゴー。
だ
オーケー。
てりゃ食らえ。
オーケー。
うりゃ
オーケー。
うりゃ
オーケー。
食らえとうりゃおりゃうりゃうりゃうわーくらえおりゃとうりゃ
まだだ。
うりゃ
レディーゴ
うりゃてりゃ
ー。オーケ
てりゃおりゃくらえ
ー。オーケー。
うりゃ
オーケ
くらえ
ー。オーケー。
うりゃてりゃ危ないってばとうりゃ危ないってばと
I don't understand how to do this tutorial. Not a very good
Yeah.
tutorial.
おりゃうお
Why'd they localize this game and not Batride War? Cruel. Where is my Batride War 4? I need that pronto. Come on, chop chop. Where's my Batride War 4? The answer is never. We're gonna make that game, man. It's been next year in a few months. It'll be 9 years since that game came out. So it's been about as long as Basara's been dead. Basara's Sumeragi 10th anniversary is in a few months as well, like 6 months. But you don't count Yukimura Den because that game took such a big dump on previous games, worse in every way. Poor Basara. Alright, well, what do you guys want to see next? I can do, actually, I don't think I can do Kamen Rider Batride War. I can do Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. I can do Basara. I can do some Tales. Or some Musou. Those are your choices. You guys want to choose something? Because it's almost New Year's. If you guys want to see something out of those choices, I'll go ahead and I'll boot it up. Otherwise, I'm just going to play whatever. Memory of Heroes or Musou? Alright, let me flip a coin. I know the Kamen Riders are staring lovingly at each other. I'm fixing it. Hold on. That's actually a big thing in their series, is that they, a lot of, yaoi tendencies in that series. There. The Kamen Riders are gone. They're on break. Hold on. There we go.
Which battle do you wish to reflect on?
Let's earn our keep.
I will lead us to splendid victory.
We can win this. You got my back?
I'll do it. Stand down.
Take a breather.
Stand down.
Take a breather. We will be taking this land.
Don't mind if I do.
The stronghold's ours.
Stand down.
Take a breather.
Stand down.
Give it on. Let's give this a shot.
Learn your place. Let us begin.
Give it up. Retreat.
There's that mercenary flair.
Give it up. Take a breather.
This is all my fault.
Stand down. Stand down.
Give it up. Help over here. Take a breather. Stand your ground. Impressive.
I've secured the area.
Give it up. My turn. Let's link up. Go now. We'll do it together. I've got you now.
I do hope you'll make this fun today. I'm all right.
Out of the way. This place won't be a problem anymore. Take a breather. My turn.
You called.
Take a breather.
Down.
My turn.
Too easy.
This game was really fun,
I'll win the next
I
one,
actually really
too,
like this
if I
game.
Just stay focused.
but it got no DLC. There's no DLC for this game at all. It really needed it. Needed a couple more
I am
movesets
still far from.
and like some kind of mode to play that's not just the story. Would have gone a long way, but
I won't.
I can't really recommend this game if you're more into the grind than plot. Because that's all this game's got, pretty much. It's Fire Emblem Three Hopes with different gameplay. But that's all it really has, so... I don't know why I didn't get DLC. This is actually the last Musou game. It's over 3 years ago now. I hope that doesn't happen with the Origins. I hope that they do DLC for that game and they give it like a couple more weapons. I feel like, from what I've seen so far, Dynasty Warriors Origins is going to be a lot like Three Hopes, where it's a good game and it's worth playing, but once you burn through the story, there's just not going to be much. It seems like the structure of the game is actually very similar to Three Hopes, where there's like different paths that you can take, you know, for story to get like different battles and characters and stuff. But the problem with Three Hopes is like you've already seen everything by the time that you've done like 2, and there really isn't any reason to go any farther. The difficulty doesn't make the game really any harder. It doesn't improve drops that much. It's one of those games where it doesn't have hundreds of hours of content that you can do. It's pretty much like, hey, if you like, you know, just Fire Emblem from a different approach, you know, Musou combat instead of turn-based strategy, then you'll like it. But it has very little to offer besides that. Age of Calamity was less like that. It's mostly just the gear system in that game was horrible. It took too long to make fun builds, and you could definitely get more time out of that game. I got like 70 hours out of that game, but the grind was just so bad, and I had already cleared like everything. Even with the DLC, it really didn't help much. So I hope that Origins gets post-launch content. I mean, seemingly because it's doing pretty well outside of, you know, the usual people that play Musou like me. There's a lot of people that are non-Musou or like lapsed Musou players that are playing. I hope that it'll do well and they'll give it DLC, because I don't want it to be another Three Hopes. Three Hopes is really fun and engaging for the first playthrough, whatever faction you choose. And then after that, it falls off really quick. Mostly because there's only a couple movesets, and there's nothing to do besides the story. So I hope that Three Origins won't be like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Three Hopes is definitely a Musou game for people that actually care about the story. If you're like me and you just in it for the gameplay, that game doesn't have a lot to offer. I mean, you can still get a couple dozen hours out of it, but just not much else besides that. It's got that one thing going for it. But yeah, that was actually the last Musou game to come out. There's been no Musou games for a couple years now. Alright, I'll do a little bit of Kamen Rider. Oops. Alright, you guys want to see? You want to see 0, 1, O's, double? Those are pretty much the choices. They put these extra riders in here. They put Birth and Birth Prototype and Axel, but they just have like a lot less to work with. They're kind of like half characters. You want to see combos, I would choose either 0-1 or O's. O's is the combo master in this game. 0-1's not bad either, but he has a lot less forms. So it's up to you guys. You guys requested this, so probably do a couple survival mode runs. Axel is only really fun in Trial, but it's boring to watch. Fang Joker's alright, I guess. You guys can decide. I'll just do both. I'll just do both. This game is legit. This game is legit. If we're not gonna get Bat Ride War 4, give me Memory of Heroes 2. Underrated action game. This game, man. Why is it so good? Kamen Rider games got some of the coolest, unique combat we've seen in a while. Basically, the way it works, when you switch forms, there's no canned animation. You go straight into whatever attack that you push when you're in the radial menu. So, the movesets are relatively small, but you still have, like, at minimum like 4 or 5 forms with most of the characters. You can switch between them at any time, so it makes it pretty fun. So I'm gonna do a extreme run with 01. Go ahead and show him off. I'm a little bit rusty though. Yes! 02 looks so cool. One of my favorite suits. Yes! Masterpiece video game. Jeff Keighley, are you watching this? Beautiful. Love it.
それ
Rising Impact.
それそれそれ それそれそれ
Hey, that should have counted. Look how cool this suit looked. Some people don't like Zero 2. I actually really like this suit. Switch back to normal. Finish it off! Todomeda! Best game. Best game. GG's. There you go. It's always therapeutic to rider kick things. Alright, you guys enjoy that? That game is actually really good, but it's a little bit too easy. That's like the main problem with it. Anyway, they're doing fireworks now, and it's going to be hard for me to maintain composure. It makes me really anxious. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off there. I did sleep a lot today, so if they stop soon, I'll definitely come back. My head already hurts. They've only been doing it for a few seconds, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy New Year. It will be a New Year here in a few seconds. Thanks for watching. We'll see how considerate the neighbors are tonight. If they stop by like 1 or 1:30, I might come back. But yeah, I'm already getting a headache. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Thanks for watching, everybody. It was a fun New Year's stream. I'm glad I fixed... It was a good dragon mark for death. Freaking Alvi, man. That was a good Dragon is Dead run, and then East 10 commentary, and then some other stuff as well. I'll see you guys in a bit, maybe.